Welcome to CHeri Knits. I love knitting and I want you to love it too. Today we're going to take a look at mattress stitch in garter stitch and how to seam those pieces together side to side. Let's get started.
Let's take a look at doing mattress stitch in garter stitch. It's a little bit different than doing it in just a smooth stockinette stitch because you have these ridges. So let's take a look at how we're going to put these together, and today we're going to look at side to side. So we're going to go up the rows and connect it. We'll turn our pieces so right side is facing. Now garter stitch looks the same on both sides, but you probably have decided a right side and a wrong side. And so you want the right side, the public side, to be facing on both sides. And I know that's both of these are the right side because of the way the edges match here for the cast on. And then we're going to thread the needle with the yarn. It's a good idea to anticipate when you need to put things together and leave a long tail, either when you cast on or when you bind off. Have those tails ready so that you can use them to seam things up. And you want to have a nice yarn needle, tapestry needle, something with a big eye. And I really like these that have the bent tip. I think it makes it a little bit easier to use. These are from Haya, really good needles. And since the yarn is already connected here, I'm going to take the needle over to the other side and grab what feels like a corner. And if you have a slip knot, you can just go right through the slip knot, or you can just grab the stitches. You want to make sure you get 2 stitches so it pulls out the corner. You don't want to start up here because then you'll have a little bit of fabric hanging down that's not connected. So we grab that corner, and that's from the bottom up, and pull it through. Now, you have a couple options with garter stitch when you're working with these ridges. You can just take these purl bumps that are on the very end, and you would pick a very specific piece and go all the way up and grab it on this side and grab it on this side and working back and forth. This is a good way to do it if you're connecting for maybe a blanket that you're going to be looking at both sides. It makes it a little more reversible. But I personally like to do it a slightly different way, especially for garments where the seam is going to be on the inside. And by working on the outside of the fabric, it puts the seam on the inside. So I like to just grab the whole ridge, 2 rows, this whole ridge. And so I'm going to come back to this side. Since I came out of this piece last time, I'm going to go across and go down where I last came up and grab that whole ridge. Now there's 2 strands that I'm going to be picking up and pull that through. And then I'm going to come to this side and go down where I last came up. And you can also see here, there's 2 strands. They kind of lay on top of each other. That's the nature of this stitch. But there are 2 strands, and I'm getting that whole ridge. I'm not just getting this one little piece. I'm digging a little bit deeper, and you can see there's 2 strands there. So don't pull too tight right now. It's okay to leave this kind of loose as you're going, and you want to make sure you stay in the same line of stitches, the same column. What you don't want to do is accidentally start veering off to the side. Just keep it nice and straight, 1 stitch in, and work back and forth just a little bit. Go 3 or 4 times on each side under. See, there's those 2 strands. And once you do 3 or 4 on each side, then you can give it a good pull. You want to make sure that you don't go all the way to the top before you do that pull, or you may have some sort of a problem and then you have to undo the whole thing. So it's better to do it every once in a while, take a look, and that looks really nice. And so then you would keep going with this. You need to pull it apart just a tiny bit so you can see where you last came out And then get your 2 strands. There they are. And continue working up until you're all the way to the top.
I hope that was helpful to you. Let me know by leaving a comment, liking the video, subscribing to my channel, and sharing the channel with your friends. Thanks.